Growing up in the US, we were always told that Mexico was violent. A country racked by narco violence, human trafficking, and kidnappings. We were told of the sketchy border towns, of murders in Juarez, Tijuana, and Mexico City. But what they didn't tell us, and what I didn't know until recently, is that there is an enclave of safety amongst turbulent areas. Merida, the capital of the Yucatan state in southeastern Mexico, is safe. Not just average for Mexican standards, no. But it's arguably the safest city in all of the Americas, ranked number 22 in the world. So safe that they are even hosting this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Shocked by this information, I just couldn't believe it. I decided to take to the streets to find out what was really going on. Was this all hype? Or do the people really think it's a great place? What do the people of Merida think about all of this? Come along and let's find out the answer. So after reading this, I was clearly as shocked as you probably are. So I decided today we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to find some locals, we need to ask them why they think Merida is so safe and if the hype on the internet is true in real life. Let's check it out. Mi pregunta es, ¿tú piensas Merida es una ciudad muy seguro?
Es segura.
¿Es segura?
Muy no es, pero sí es segura.
Pero en comparación con otras ciudades.
En la República definitivamente, con otras ciudades, inclusive más que Cancún, que está cerquita, o Villahermosa.
Sí.
Sí.
Y
sí, no es más que nada, no es violenta la ciudad. No es violenta.
So, sí o no, sí o no. Sí. En general. ¿Y por qué? ¿Es la gente?
Eso te va a responder. Que sí es seguro acá en Mérida.
¿Es seguro en Merida? ¿Qué piensas?
Sí.
¿Qué piensas? Gracias.
No, de hecho sí, es Mérida aquí.
Sí.
Sí. Yo he estado en varios lugares y Mérida es súper tranquila, puedes salir y no pasa nada.
Completamente seguro.
Okay.
Tenemos una fortuna, algo del estado que viene siendo a nivel mundial el estado más seguro tanto de México como del mundo.
¿Y por qué es muy seguro?
Posiblemente por sus habitantes, por el tipo de vida que llevan sus habitantes, posiblemente por el tipo de gente, es costumbres, por las costumbres.
Sí.
Posiblemente, sí, por los valores.
Sí, es una sorpresa porque es el segundo ciudad más seguro en todas las Américas.
En todas las Américas, sí, efectivamente, así es, sí. Hay mucha seguridad. Posiblemente ahorita se incremente la inseguridad por la falta de empleo.
Okay.
Sí, por la falta de empleo. Hay mucho desempleo ahorita, hay mucho desempleo.
Okay.
Mucha vigilancia, de hecho, supuestamente.
Okay.
Es por eso, pues, como quien dice, pues más seguro, puedes salir a medianoche, pues así, tranquilo. Sí, tranquilo. Aquí en el centro, mayormente tranquilo.
Sí, ¿y es la cultura aquí o la gente o...?
Pues mayormente por la gente.
¿Sí?
Mayormente por la gente. Es más tranquilo acá, de hecho.
Okay.
Pues, por ejemplo, acá en el centro puedes andar por ahí de la medianoche, 1 de la mañana, 2 de la mañana, no te pasa nada, pues no hay mucho patrullando, pasando por aquí.
Sí.
Allá en colonias, igual lo mismo.
Sí, yo leo. ¿Y por qué?
Pues más que nada tiene un sistema de vigilancia muy sincronizado, muy grande.
Okay.
En cualquier avenida, en cualquier calle de acá de la ciudad, hay cámaras en cada esquina.
Okay.
Y pues está ese muy buen sistema de vigilancia. Eso ayuda bastante y es un estado muy pacífico.
Aquí con respecto al país, México, digamos, aquí en nuestro estado, o otros estados, entiendo que la gente es muy de temperamento más tranquilo, más tratan de hablar las cosas, no hay violencia, o sea, ¿me entiendes? Es otra cultura, va.
Sí.
¿Por qué? Porque pues aquí nada más la cultura maya, de descendencias maya. En cambio tú vas a otros lugares y hay mucha diversidad, aunque ahorita están llegando de muchos lugares aquí a Mérida a vivir, tabasqueños, entonces vienen de otros estados a vivir.
Wow. With the street research completed, I would say my findings are pretty strong that the people of Merida definitely think that their city is a safe city, not only in Mexico, in the context of Mexico, but in the world. It's very, very impressive. I asked just around 12 people. I was trying to pick between men and women. A lot of the women didn't want to be filmed, so I didn't film them. But even the women overwhelmingly said Merida was a safe city and that they felt comfortable and okay walking around at night and being around in the day, which for Mexico is a big surprise because almost nobody in Mexico City really thinks Mexico City is a safe city, and that can be said for a lot of the other cities in Mexico in general. I'm sitting now in a typical loncheria. We have the al pastor, we have the guys behind the bar doing some stuff, and we've ordered some things, so I'll show you. We've got cochinita pibil, we've got panuchos y salbutes, very, very popular here, and we've got relleno negro. These are 3 dishes that are super, super popular here in the Yucatan Peninsula. Oh, gracias. Relleno negro?
Sí, cochinita.
Oh, cochinita, okay, gracias. All right, here we go. We've got them here. They're brown. Very, very cool. So while we sit here and eat some really local food, I figured I would give you the summary of what I learned from the people and what I read online on why Merida is such a safe city. The people were really talking about the culture here. The Mayan people, the people of the Yucatan, they're just chill. There's not a lot of violence. They don't grow up very violent, and it's just not part of their culture here. The second part was that they monitor their communities really well. So some of them said that there were cameras on the street. Some of them said that the police were very active. Some of them said that the community took care to make sure that everybody felt safe within their city. And using kind of like what do they call them? Community watches, neighborhood watches. And those, I guess, are very, very important here, as the Mayan community is a lot tighter than, I would say, the other communities that you find in Mexico. Everybody knows everybody, or everybody knows someone who knows somebody. So even though it's a big city, there's some accountability to those people and their actions. So the first thing we've got here to try as we continue our security talk is relleno negro, meaning stuffed black. And you guys can see here, this is a taco. It's fried. It's a little bit thicker than normal. We've got chicken, we've got some pickled onions, and it looks like a black bean sauce. So how does it taste? Super good. So really the relleno negro is just a chicken taco with this really nice black bean sauce. It's really fragrant and really, really hearty. The tortilla is a little bit thicker than normal. I really, really like it. That's very, very tasty. The second reason that I read online that nobody actually said out loud was that, and this is a rumor, that a lot of the cartel families of Mexico, from Sinaloa, from Chihuahua, from Nuevo León, the northern parts that have a lot of the violence, have families that live in Merida. That makes the city hyper vigilant to kind of keep the peace. That also means that there's no drug trade here. All of the drug trade is done in Quintana Roo near Cancun. This is kind of like a no-go zone for narco-terrorism, apparently. And since the families live here and they work with the federal and local police, the city itself is extremely safe for locals because you don't have any people selling drugs on the street. You don't have any people fighting turf wars. You don't have any people getting into all kinds of nonsense. So Merida gets to avoid a lot of the kind of shadiness that you get in a lot of other Mexican cities. So I was blown away to find out that a city in Mexico is safer than any city theoretically than we find in the United States and the majority of Canadian cities as well. They had less murders here. They only had 16 murders here last year, which in comparison to Guadalajara had 1,800 murders last year. So it's an unbelievable place, and it's some place if you come to Mexico and you're kind of afraid, or you're kind of, you've heard bad things about Mexico. We all hear these things in the US. Give Merida a try. Of course you have to be careful. Of course Bad things can certainly happen to you if you're doing stupid things, but it's a safe place. It's probably safer than the city that you come from. It's certainly safer than the place that I come from, as far as you're talking about murder rate and high, and you know, like bigger crimes. Although I'm from the Breaking Bad capital, so that is what it is. Next, we're going to try this cochinita pibil taco, which they also made it black. Cochinita pibil. Cochinita is like pork, and pibil is a Mayan word that means basically buried. So this means meat that is basically stuffed in banana leaves and then buried underground to roast. We call that a matanza in New Mexico. You know, they do the whole pig and they like stuff it underground and make like an oven. So pibil is the same kind of concept. So let's give this a shot. When in Mexico, you gotta always do a little salsa. We're gonna go a little red. Gonna go for some avocado salsa, and then we're gonna do a little green. We're gonna do it all. Cochinita pibil has this kind of sweet, really savory flavor to it. I've had it before in many restaurants. This is one of the Yucatan's, probably the Yucatan's most famous dish. So it's falling apart, but let's give it a try. It's savory, it's porky, it's delicious. It's got this kind of like nice, like oniony, kind of like deep, rich pork flavor, stewed over a long period of time. And with this thicker kind of tortilla they've got here, absolutely goddamn delicious. So I was a bit of an idiot. The thing that I was saying was the really nice thick tortilla that's like special actually is the panucho. I was waiting for something else, but nothing else came, and I realized that's just not a taco, it's a panucho. So when you come to the Yucatan, you definitely have to get relleno negro panuchos. And relleno negro is turkey, which is also called pavo here in Spanish-speaking countries. And it's a very famous bird that they've been eating here for, you know, since the Mayan times, predating the Spanish who showed up in the 1500s. So if you found this video interesting or helpful or any of the above, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I really want to do more of these interviewing videos, so if you enjoy the interviews and hearing from the local people, I will make sure to make that a part of my future videos. Hope you guys have a great day, y hasta luego. Panucho!